Hi, Dr. Becky here. I want to talk a little bit in this video about some breathing techniques that can help you with your stress management toolbox. So, as you may know, when we're more stressed, we tend to breathe more from our chest. That's a shallow breath, and we tend to breathe faster. So, one of the first techniques we teach people is to learn how to get a deeper breath. And we do that by expanding our belly just a little bit. So, you might, if you're just new to this, what you might do is put a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly and just look down as you're breathing to see which hand moves more. Even when you're trying to take a deep breath, which hand tends to move more. And obviously, what you want is for that belly to gently expand to give more room for the lungs so that you get a deeper breath. Now, we also want a slow breath out, and it's actually the slow breath out that helps us feel better. And so when we're really stressed, it's hard to do. So we borrow a technique from the COPD and asthma world, and that's called pursed lip breathing. And that is, we can gently narrow the opening for the breath out, almost like it's like a straw. You don't want to make the muscles around your mouth tighten up. You just want to gently narrow the opening so that as you breathe out, it's going to naturally slow the breath down. If you're like me, when you're really stressed, what happens when you try to do this is sometimes your cheeks will expand, and that's a really normal thing. Just keep at it, because as you keep at it and you slow that breath down, it's going to become easier. Combining the two techniques is a strategy: deep breath in, slow breath out. You don't have to put your hands on your chest or belly. It's just you're breathing in through the nose, a deep breath in, and then out through the mouth, whether it's pursed lips or not. You're slowing the breath down. You use the pursed lips when you're more stressed, perhaps, but normally just breathe out through the mouth. You can get a double benefit from this if while you're doing that, you're actively focusing your attention internally on the words deep breath in as you're breathing in, slow breath out as you're breathing out. The double benefit is that you're getting the physiological effect of slowing the breathing down, but you're getting the mental quieting effect of having a focus of attention that's pretty neutral. The next strategy is controlled breathing. And the first thing I would say about this is that you want to use a very gentle control. This is not a rigid or hard control. And so it's a counting strategy. So you breathe in to the count of 4, you gently hold the breath to the count of 7, and then you breathe out to the count of 8. So you might do something like in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to keep the same cadence throughout all 3 different aspects, but when you're really anxious, it tends to need to go faster, so your cadence might be more like in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Again, it's a gentle control. With all of these, you want to do multiple rounds of them. So when you're practicing, you don't want to just do this one time. You want to do multiple rounds. Another strategy that also involves some counting that you don't have to do yourself is an app that's on both Android and Apple platforms, and that is called Breathe to Relax. They have some beautiful scenery. It's really simple to use. It does some counting for you on the breath in and then on the way out. So we used to think that you just learn these techniques and then you use them when you need them. But now we know that's absolutely not the case. Number one, you might find one of these strategies that you like more than others. And number two, if you don't practice them, when you try to use them, you're more at risk for hyperventilating, and then you're actually going to feel worse. So it's important to practice, practice, practice. The best time to practice, at least when you're learning, is to to practice when you're a little bit less stressed. Then as it becomes familiar, it becomes an old friend, it becomes much more useful to you. I use the example of Michael Jordan. I am from North Carolina, so of course Michael Jordan's a big thumbs up from there. So he used to practice free throws every day. And he was a fantastic free throw shooter in the game. But he was so good at it because he practiced when the pressure was less. And that's what I would say to you is to find some breathing techniques, whether it's these or some other ones that you know of. Find some breathing techniques that can become your friend. Practice them every single day, multiple times, whether you feel like you need to or not. And then when you really need to, they will be your friend and they will be much more effective for you. Okay, happy practice.